The myth of the gold, separating fact from fiction. Gold has long been at the center of financial and political intrigue, spawning myths that refuse to die. Some claim the U.S. gold reserves have been secretly replaced or stolen, while others believe the vaults are empty or that the gold should be distributed to the public. Let's break down these myths and separate fact from fiction. The gold is gone myth. One of the most persistent conspiracy theories suggests that the U.S. gold reserves have been replaced with tungsten or other cheaper metals, or that the gold is entirely missing. This myth gained traction due to the secrecy surrounding Fort Knox and the limited access granted to outsiders. The reality: the U.S. Department of the Treasury and independent audits confirm that the gold reserves exist and are physically present. In 2017, officials, including Kentucky's governor, were allowed a rare visit inside Fort Knox, affirming that the gold was indeed there. Historical audits and records also back up the existence of the gold reserves. While the secrecy fuels speculation, there is no substantial evidence to support the claim that the gold has been replaced or vanished. The gold for everyone misconception. Some argue that the U.S. gold reserves should be distributed among the population, either as a form of wealth redistribution or to back personal wealth with physical gold. While it sounds appealing in theory, the practical and economic consequences would be disastrous. The reality: the U.S. gold reserves exist primarily as a financial security measure and are not meant to be liquidated for individual use. If the gold were distributed, it would amount to less than an ounce per person, far from a life-changing sum. Flooding the market with gold would devalue it significantly, causing instability in global markets. Final thoughts. While the mystery and secrecy surrounding Fort Knox make it an easy target for speculation, the reality is much less dramatic. The gold reserves are accounted for, regularly verified, and serve as a crucial part of the nation's financial infrastructure. The myths persist, but the facts remain clear. The gold is still there, and it's not going anywhere. The reality of Fort Knox security. Fort Knox is synonymous with impenetrable security, housing one of the largest reserves of gold bullion in the world. Its layers of protection, heavily reinforced vault, and fortress-like defenses make it one of the most secure locations on the planet. Layers of protection. The security measures at Fort Knox are extensive, combining human, electronic, and structural defenses. The facility is guarded by armed military personnel, including the U.S. Army and specialized security forces. Constant surveillance through high-tech cameras and motion detection systems ensures any movement around the perimeter is closely monitored. In addition, physical barriers such as electrified fences and razor wire further deter unauthorized entry. The entire area is under 24/7 monitoring, with rapid response teams ready to act at the first sign of a breach. The vault itself. The heart of Fort Knox is its vault, a masterpiece of security engineering. The vault is encased in a massive steel and concrete structure designed to withstand direct attacks, including bomb blasts and natural disasters. Its doors weigh multiple tons and require multiple security clearances to unlock. Advanced locking mechanisms, including biometric authentication and time-delayed access, add another layer of protection, ensuring only authorized personnel can gain entry under strict conditions. The fortress approach. Beyond the vault, Fort Knox itself is a fortified stronghold. The facility is surrounded by a military base, restricting access to only those with the highest levels of clearance. Airspace above Fort Knox is a no-fly zone, preventing aerial threats. The entire area is patrolled constantly, with security personnel and surveillance systems working in tandem to detect and deter potential intruders. The combination of military presence, cutting-edge technology, and physical fortifications makes Fort Knox one of the most secure locations in the world. In summary, Fort Knox's reputation as an impenetrable fortress is well earned. With its sophisticated layers of protection, a virtually indestructible vault, and an unyielding security presence, any attempt to breach its defenses would be an exercise in futility. Beyond the gold, what else is stored at Fort Knox? When most people hear Fort Knox, they immediately think of gold. The legendary U.S. bullion depository in Kentucky is one of the most secure locations in the world, famously housing a significant portion of the United States' gold reserves. However, Fort Knox is home to much more than just precious metals. Beyond the gold, this high-security installation holds a treasure trove of military artifacts, a legacy of U.S. military history, and a role that continues to evolve. The treasure trove of military artifacts. While the U.S. Bullion Depository at Fort Knox is the most well-known structure, the base also houses invaluable military artifacts that provide a glimpse into America's rich military heritage. These items include historical weapons. Fort Knox has been a hub for military training and development, and it retains a collection of historical firearms, artillery pieces, and military equipment spanning various wars and conflicts. Medals and decorations. Some rare and significant military awards are stored here, showcasing the valor and achievements of American servicemen and women. Confidential documents and maps. Classified documents detailing historic military operations and strategic plans have been safeguarded within the facility, preserving the nation's military history. Tanks and military vehicles. Fort Knox was once home to the U.S. Army Armor Center and has retained a collection of decommissioned tanks and armored vehicles that showcase the evolution of U.S. military technology. The legacy of military history. These artifacts do more than just sit behind secure doors. They tell the story of the U.S. military's past, honoring the sacrifices and achievements of American troops. Preserving these relics serves multiple purposes. Education and research. Military historians, researchers, and service members use these artifacts to study past battles, tactics, and technological advancements. National pride and heritage. These items connect Americans to their military history, fostering a sense of patriotism and appreciation for those who served. Training and strategy development. By examining past military equipment and strategies, today's military leaders gain insights that can inform future defense planning. The future of Fort Knox. Beyond its historical significance, Fort Knox continues to adapt and evolve. While it remains a critical storage facility for the U.S. gold reserves, its role has expanded over the years. Modern military training. Fort Knox serves as an active military installation, housing the U.S. Army Cadet Command, which oversees the training of future officers through ROTC programs. Technological and cyber advancements. With the increasing importance of cybersecurity and modern warfare tactics, Fort Knox has played a role in developing new military technologies and training programs. Potential civilian and government uses. Given its immense security infrastructure, some experts speculate that Fort Knox could serve additional national security functions beyond its current military and financial roles. Conclusion. Fort Knox is far more than a vault filled with gold. It stands as a symbol of military strength, historical preservation, and evolving defense strategies. The artifacts housed within its walls tell the story of America's military past, while its current and future roles ensure it remains a vital part of national security. As Fort Knox continues to adapt to the needs of a changing world, its legacy endures beyond the gold, beyond the past, and into the future. Fort Knox in popular culture. The mythical fortress. Fort Knox has long been a fixture in popular culture, frequently depicted as the ultimate stronghold of wealth and security. Whether in blockbuster films, television series, or literature, the fortress is often shown as an impenetrable vault housing unimaginable riches. One of the most iconic portrayals comes from the James Bond film Goldfinger, 1964, where the villain's plan revolves around infiltrating Fort Knox to radiate the gold supply, thereby increasing the value of his own reserves. Similarly, in films like Die Hard with a Vengeance, 1995, Fort Knox is referenced as the epitome of impenetrability, reinforcing its status as a near-mythical bastion of security. Beyond cinema, television, and literature also contribute to the fortress's legendary reputation. Cartoons and comics, including DuckTales, depict Fort Knox as the ultimate treasure vault, inspiring exaggerated portrayals in animated and fictional narratives. The concept of breaking into Fort Knox has become a trope symbolizing an impossible heist, reinforcing its reputation as the gold standard of security. The enduring fascination. Public fascination with Fort Knox stems from its mystery and significance. As the United States Bullion Depository, it holds one of the largest reserves of gold in the world, making it a symbol of financial stability and economic power. The sheer secrecy surrounding its security measures only fuels speculation and intrigue, leading to widespread curiosity about what truly lies behind its heavily fortified walls. Additionally, Fort Knox represents a form of national pride and security. The idea that a facility could be so well guarded that even the most sophisticated criminals or foreign adversaries cannot breach it makes it an enduring emblem of strength. This fascination is also driven by the fact that very few people have ever been inside, and access is strictly limited, even to high-ranking officials. This air of exclusivity only deepens the public's interest, inspiring countless theories, myths, and fictionalized depictions. The real versus real. While Fort Knox's portrayal in movies and TV often involves elaborate heists and exaggerated security measures, the reality is quite different. In fiction, elaborate laser grids, motion-sensitive alarms, and high-tech vaults make for thrilling cinematic moments. However, in real life, Fort Knox's security relies on layers of traditional and classified defenses, making it far less theatrical but incredibly effective. One major difference is accessibility. Many portrayals suggest that Fort Knox is an active target for criminals or villains looking to steal gold, but in reality, the facility is one of the most secure places on Earth, with the U.S. Army providing 24/7 protection. The likelihood of an actual breach is nearly non-existent due to its highly classified security measures, which include multiple barriers, armed personnel, and restricted access zones. Furthermore, some conspiracy theories even suggest that the gold inside Fort Knox may have been moved or depleted, adding to the intrigue but diverging from confirmed historical records. Ultimately, Fort Knox remains a powerful symbol, both in fiction and reality. While its pop culture depictions often sensationalize its security, the enduring fascination with this legendary stronghold continues to inspire and captivate audiences worldwide. Unmasking the truth. The legacy of Fort Knox. The power of myth is undeniable. From ancient legends to modern conspiracies, stories shape how we perceive the world, and Fort Knox is no exception. Its reputation as an impenetrable fortress has fueled speculation for decades, blurring the line between fact and fiction. Yet beyond the myths lies an undeniable truth: real security matters. Fort Knox stands as a testament to the importance of safeguarding national assets. The elaborate security measures, secrecy, and reinforced structures serve as a reminder that true protection requires more than just reputation. It demands action. Whether or not gold still fills its vaults, its role in securing the nation's financial history remains significant. Ultimately, Fort Knox is more than just a depository. It is a symbol of American strength, resilience, and historical preservation. It embodies the balance between security and speculation, fact and fiction, proving that sometimes the greatest treasures are not just locked away in vaults, but woven into the stories we tell. Can the U.S. fix its debt crisis with gold? Dive into the controversial topic of gold revaluation and how it could impact the economy. Link in the description.